Welcome into Hawk Talk, ladies and gentlemen, alongside Gabe Sustick, Chris Morales, here in Game 2 of the Western Division semifinals, and the Harbor Hawks pulled a clean sweep on the Cotuit Kettleers, 8 games on the season, and they win this final one by the final score of 9-5. Gabe, the game was started by Vance Tatum, a very solid start, 5 innings pitched, got himself in a little bit of trouble, but left Cotuit with a victory.
Yeah, you have to like what Vance Tatum did. And a lot of times he convinced manager Gassman to stay in that situation with the bases loaded. Got out with only allowing 1 run. Solid performance out of him is what Hyannis was expecting. The bullpen relieved him. Made it a little interesting in that bottom of the 9th inning with Burroughs, but still got the win today. Solid performance overall by the pitching staff.
It definitely was a solid performance by all the arms that were used by manager Gassman, and a clean sweep, 2-0. The Harbor Hawks move on to the Western Division Finals, and of course the pitching was very good, Gabe, but also the offense was at a premium. 12 hits today, really highlighted by the bottom of the lineup, Ryan Burke and Tristan Hildebrand.
I mean, when you talk about Hildebrand, 4 for 5 and 3 RBIs, that's getting it done there. We've talked about in the broadcast for a guy that just got up here, finished his freshman season at Cal State Fullerton. Amazing for him to be put in the situation that he's been and produce as much. And we talk about Burke, who produced again. The lower half, when you talk about the upper and then middle, really doing all their parts. Overall, a great game for the offense.
It absolutely was a great game overall for the Harbor Hawks. They'll move on to the Western Division Finals, and really, it's a huge accomplishment for manager Chad Gassman and this organization. In terms of the Western Division in this new playoff format, no number 1 seed has ever made it out of the first round. Until now, the 2015 Harbor Hawks have broken that streak, and for the first time in 7 summers managing the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, manager Coach Gassman gets out of the first round of the playoffs for the first time. He's our Hawk Talk player of the game, as he has led this Harbor Hawks squad into the Western Division Finals for the first time in his career. Sammy O'Brien caught up with him after tonight's game.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Harbor Hawk manager Chad Gassman. Chad, congrats on beating Cotuit for the Western Division semifinal. You're heading to the Western Division Finals for the first time since you've been a coach here at Hyannis, 7 seasons. What does that mean to you?
Well, it's relief. That's what it means. This organization has accomplished so much in the last few years, and you know, we've had some playoff runs, we've had some division title.
There's no water.
We've had some. See, they're a little too excited. We need to win 2 more series, but hopefully that happens again. But no, like I said, the organization has accomplished so much, and we've accomplished a lot of good things, but we needed to advance. That was one thing that was a monkey on our back, and we hadn't advanced, so now we have. But that was good. That was a good effort, and what we had to do to beat Cotuit all those times, obviously that was a little nerve-wracking because that's a task in itself. So very good organization that Cotuit has, and just to accomplish what we did all season was tough enough. So that's it.
All around, the team has put together a few pretty impressive wins over the last few days, riding a 3-game win streak. Just all around great baseball, which, talking with you earlier in the season, I know that's something you really wanted to do heading into the stretch. What have you seen from the team in the 2 playoff games you've seen so far?
Well, we're really meshing well offensively. I mean, to the point where I'm not being as aggressive on the base paths like I usually am, just because we just don't have to be. We're just hitting the baseball, we're hitting doubles, we're hitting home runs. So, but yeah, it's nice to see. We're pretty solid 1 through 11, like I said, or 1 through 12. I mean, however many offensive players we have, we're pretty solid. So.
And then just lastly, Bourne-Wareham, that game kicking off tonight. A little bit later, Bourne already has a 3-0 lead over Wareham early in that game. If they clinch, it'll be them. But regardless, one of those 2 teams, what's the strategy heading into the next round, the Western Division Finals?
Just keep doing what we're doing. We can't play the team. Just like I told the guys when going to Cotuit, we can't play the team. We just got to play good baseball and catch it, throw it, and, put it in play. So, what would be nice is to get a day off tomorrow, but just to preserve pitching. But, if we have to play tomorrow, we have to play.
All right, congrats on the win. Enjoy that one. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Sammy. With the victory, the Harbor Hawks have a clean sweep on the Cotuit Kettleers, a 2-0 series lead. They get the best of 3 out of Cotuit, and they move on to the Western Division Finals for the first time in quite some time, do the Harbor Hawks. And what awaits them now is really the bump in the road, and you kind of felt that the Harboroks would have this on their road to a championship. The Bourne Braves or the Wareham Gatemen are going to be the next opponent for the Harboroks in the finals of the West, and that's exactly what we expected, Gabe.
And at this point, you had what you could say is a situation where you're facing a team in Cotuit who you've done very well so far this season. You have to know at some point, if you're manager Gassman, you're going to face Bourne or Wareham. Of course, with Bourne, much more struggles for them than with Wareham. You've kind of done a little bit more better with the gaming going on, but Bourne only won 1 of 5 games, all those games close. As it is right now, Bourne is winning. For Hyannis, all you can hope for now is maybe Wareham gets a win, or maybe either Chatham gets a win as YD wins today, to give them a day off just to plan out for things. If that doesn't happen, they're going to be right back at it tomorrow at McKeon Park.
It will be an interesting go-around of things. As of right now, the Harboroks are guaranteed a spot in the Western Division Finals. On the Eastern side of things, YD has done the same, but they're going to have to really scoreboard watch for the rest of the night to see if we have an off day tomorrow or if the Harboroks are going to play in Game 1 of the Western Division Finals starting tomorrow at McKeon Park. It's going to basically do it here from Lowell Park, as the Hyannis Harboroks have done exactly what they're supposed to do. A clean sweep over the Cotuit Kettleers by the final score of 9-5. For Gabe Sustick, Chris Morales, what?
8-0.